Shut up and sit down.
It's where the big boys play. SICW.
Welcome to Spirit Podcast, everybody. Episode 138. Welcome back, or welcome to the podcast. Today we have a couple of, three new things. Those two gentlemen have two new backgrounds because we're going to be going through and they're going to be watching the last match of Raw and commentating or doing whatever they do. And we're going to start off with something I think is funny that's not wrestling related, but I just thought it was funny. And I do a lot of things just because I think it's funny. Whether people think it's good or bad, I do it anyway.
Yeah, I get in trouble a lot from doing that, but I agree.
Yeah, me too. This is in Florida. There are the sheriff's deputy handcuffs an emu.
I'm in pursuit of an emu.
How do you handcuff an emu?
Yeah,
They don't have hands.
no,
Come here, come here, come here. Come on, come here.
but they can pick.
Come on. Oh, gosh. Go this way, this way. This way. Keep going, this way. You know, some big old talons.
The exotic thing I ever put handcuffs on was a drunk chick.
Why didn't he just call Doug for help?
Where you live?
What?
I'll be honest with you, I've never handcuffed an
He's still
emu,
alive.
but they'll fit around his legs, and that'll keep him from kicking. And you go, there you go. Oh, ho, ho. Look who's got you now. A little closer. There we go. There's that one. Don't move. Don't move. Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Take that back. I handcuffed my 6-year-old one time.
Don't
Not for
look at me.
punishment.
Hey, don't bite me. Don't even think about it. Don't do it. Are you done resisting? I don't want to have to charge you. Don't talk back to me. Now you're behaving, aren't you? Secured.
Hey guys,
Look at that.
hey guys.
I have a full set of cuffs on this emu.
All he had to do was call Doug, and they would have done his discount double check, and it would have all been over.
He ain't going nowhere now.
I couldn't help it. I just thought that was funnier than hell. Okay, back to our regular scheduled program for now.
We'll get on.
And just so you know, guys, I mean, we're going to be adding stuff like that. Some stuff that's not wrestling related, mostly stuff that is, but, you know, we got to have fun.
Well, yeah, as Nate stated, we're both in, me and Bobby are both set up a little different tonight because we're both watching the last match of Monday Night Raw, which is CM Punk versus, forgot his name. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, my God. I can't believe I forgot.
Chair shot.
He has that split personality where he can be the demon.
Oh, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. Oh, thank God. Woo. All right, yeah. So right now it's on commercial. Right before it starts, you'll see CM Punk is on the corner post, giving a little pose down. But yeah, so
You can have the sound, by the way. You can have the sound. You can jack it up.
The sound? I thought the sound is actually will get you too.
Well, we'll take. Want to take a shot at it and see what happens?
I mean, that's fine with me.
What are they going to do? Argue with me again?
Yeah. Anyway, just catch Nate up and catch Bobby up. So it started off, Monday Night Raw started off with AJ Styles. Actually started with Gunther. He came down to the ring, was talking about the match with AJ Styles last week and how he was able to beat AJ. And then, of course, AJ comes out and demands a rematch. And Gunther's like, no, I already proved the point that I can beat you. And, you know, AJ's antagonizing it on, saying, no, we need a have a rematch and settle the score because the way you beat me was not fair. And so Gunther said, well, you know, there's one thing that can get me to have a rematch with you. And AJ is like, well, name it, you know, and they keep going back and forth. AJ's name it. And Gunther goes, put your career on the line. So he gave AJ the rest of the episode of Raw to give his answer. And right before the CM Punk match, he gave the answer, and he's going to put it on the line. Now, it's been well known and well stated by AJ that this is his last year. So is this the way he's going to go out?
At the beginning of the year?
At the beginning of the year? We don't know. Yeah, so that was the start of Monday Night Raw. So not a bad start in my book. Even though it is still talking, still, you know, back and forth, but at least it had a good story.
A little sustenance to it.
Yeah. But then the first actual match was Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch. And it started off with Maxine being interviewed or walking through the back, and Natalie's with her, Neidhart. And she was excited that she was there. And Natty said, oh, I'm going to be in your corner to make sure nothing happens the way it happened last time. Now, this match was kind of, you know, like I said, Maxine Dupree is a newbie. So nothing is going smooth. But it gets to the point where Maxine has got Becky Lynch kind of close to the ropes, but in a pinning predicament. And at the last minute, Natalie grabs Becky's leg, flips it on the rope. Of course, the ref sees it, calls off the pin. Maxine is like in awe, like, why'd you do that? And then Becky was able to hit a move and pin her. And then, you know, of course, Natalie gets up in the ring and starts beating down Maxine. So it was almost predicted by us last week that Natalie was going to come back. So, you know, we got the props on that. I did not expect her to turn on Maxine, but should have been obvious, I think, just because the teacher versus the student, I guess that's going to be the new program that they're going to work. Of course, they're chanting CM Punk right now, so this is going to be. I wonder if he's going to come out as the Demon, because we haven't seen the Demon in forever.
I say, mind showing him sitting Indian style in the middle of the ring. Oh, it just went dark.
Nope, you're a little bit ahead of me, so I'm.
You all right? You dying?
Slowly.
You need Bobby to run over and do some CPR? Count them out, Bobby.
But then there was a 6-man tag. It was Vision versus Ray and Penta and Dragon Lee. Oh, you know what? Let me go back a little bit. So the end of the match, so Maxine Dupree, what she went to finish the match with is her kick that she does, and she normally kicks the opponent's head. She kicked over Becky Lynch's head, and Becky still took the bump, and then Maxine went for the cover. So again, a sloppy finish. It's 2 weeks in a row that Maxine and Becky had a very sloppy finish to their match.
That's it. And that's not just on Maxine. Like, she shouldn't have bumped it.
Right, and it was clearly right over her head. Didn't even touch her.
And again, like last week, we talked about it, and I said it last week. Why aren't these girls at least doing something during the week to work out the kinks?
Well,
You know, it just
one
takes
of
that
my
much
big
difference.
opinions on it is they had two of the greatest trainers around in NXT when the good group of girls, the last good group of girls came up, and William Regal and Fit Finlay, and they're both out of there now.
Really? They let William Regal go?
Yeah, he's been on AEW for a while.
Oh, well, he came back.
Did he?
Yeah.
I know at the one time he was in charge of NXT and Finley was in charge of just the girls. And
Yeah,
that's
I
when the
don't know.
girls division was getting really good.
I don't know if Finley's still in there or not, but I know William Regal is back. And that happened probably over a year ago. Because he started John Moxley's club that he's in for AEW. It
Yeah.
was Moxley and Bryan Danielson, and but literally as soon as Vince McMahon went bye-bye in WWE, you know, him and Regal and Triple H are very close. As soon as Vince McMahon went bye-bye, Triple H brought him back. And Tony Khan from AEW let him out of the contract so he can come back. Probably one of the coolest things that happened.
Just on a quick Google search on who's the trainers in NXT, William Regal's not listed.
I tell you, he's back in the company. He might not be back in NXT or in a coaching position, but
he's got too good of a mind not to be though.
Right.
But it's still list Finley as an NXT coach though.
That's good then. At least they got something going. But yeah, so there's a 6-man tag: Reed, Paul, Theory versus Ray, Penta, and Dragon Lee. Very good match, very good back and forth. You know, with 6-man. You know, so they come in there, do one finish, and then the other guy breaks it up. You know, a classic 6-man. But got to the point where Logan Paul handed Austin Theory some brass knucks to try to finish off Penta. But the general manager for Raw was down there at ringside and seen it and stopped Austin Theory from using him. And then Paul Heyman and the manager was going back and forth, the general manager. And the general man, Adam, what was his name? Adam Pearce. He dropped the brass knucks at the ring. Rey Mysterio seen the brass knucks, hits Austin Theory, and that allowed Penta to actually do one of his finishers on Austin Theory, and then they scored the pin.
Yeah, bring him back just so he can bury him.
Right.
And Rey Mysterio cheats again.
They also had another match, El Grande Americano versus, I'm going to butcher his name, Jawan Evans. He was the new rookie guy that just signed his deal with Raw. But that match it didn't get interrupted. During the match, somehow Evans got hurt and tried to continue to wrestle. But then eventually he called the ref over, and the ref called the medics, and then they they wouldn't clear him to continue. So they stopped the match and everything. And you can tell that it wasn't done on purpose. Yeah, because even Michael Cole says, we don't even know where he got hurt, but we know he's grabbing his shoulder like he threw out a shoulder or.
They weren't trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
Huh?
So
You
this
gotta
is
watch it. Mark Henry brings you to the House of Pain.
Huh?
And you gotta watch it. Mark Henry bring you to the House of Pain. I'm sticking with he's El Grande.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my guess.
This is gonna be a good match because I don't think they've worked together or against each other. I don't think I've seen it at all since CM Punk's been back.
Good little single there.
But some topics just to touch up on while we're watching this match. So it was announced late last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday, that, and I haven't really paid attention to this because I kept fast forwarding and rewinding Raw, but it was announced, WWE announced that they heard the listeners and they realized there was way too many commercials. And so supposedly they cut like 12 minutes of commercials out of Monday Night Raw. But like I said, I wasn't able to actually say yes or no because every time you rewind or fast forward so much, it automatically tosses you into commercial land. But I had to make sure that I seen it clearly that Maxine, missed that kick. So just going back and forth. And then I went back and forth with the AJ Styles and Gunther. I guess something happened to one of the Usos, Big Jim, because he was supposed to be there on Monday Night Raw because the Usos were supposed to go against New Day and defend their tag championships. But Jay Uso came out and said that Jimmy wasn't there and that he wished Jimmy and Trinity, which is Jimmy's wife who's pregnant, wished them good luck. So I guess something maybe happened with Trinity because they're overseas right now. And in my head, I was thinking, I know Jimmy has got those DWIs and could have a felony under him and all that stuff. And normally when they travel, those people that still have, felonies and stuff like that have to stay back. So I thought maybe that was what was going on.
Are they overseas right now, though?
Yeah, they're overseas right now. They're actually at Finn Balor's hometown, home country. So isn't he from like Greenland or something?
No, not in the U.S.
Ireland?
I think
From
he might be
Ireland.
Ireland.
Because I know he trained Becky Lynch.
Yeah, Bray, Ireland.
So that's where they are right now. So they're overseas. So I was thinking maybe it's because of that stuff, but who knows? So he did come out and declare himself in the Royal Rumble, but that's about it. And the funny thing is he was so winded from doing his entrance that he couldn't even say, I'm declaring myself in the Royal Rumble, and he went to say something like, I'm going to be the latest two-peat winner, but it came out all fucked up because he was so winded. So the guy can't even do a promo after, his entrance, which I think was really funny.
But he can eat.
Yeah, but he can yeet all day long. That's what sells the action figures because his new one, his hands are propped up like this on the retro Jey Uso. So I guess if it sells action figures, then it doesn't matter if he can talk or wrestle afterwards.
Action figures, shirts, you
You're
name
right.
it, it's on there.
If he's getting a cut on those, I'm sure that's his focus.
My other subject of topic is it was actually on. I get some of my information from Google, sometimes from YouTube and other places, but it was talked about that Elon Musk might be interested in buying the WWE. So yeah, it was a big topic today. This morning, it was actually talked about. They said that WWE has just been recently evaluated, and its estimated worth is $9.3 billion. And it says Elon Musk is interested because he feels that it's a powerful global entity with branded with a massive live event reach. And he said it would be perfect for his X. So everyone was talking about, so if he buys it, he's going to throw it on X, and then everyone can watch it. But then he'll probably make everyone have to pay for it, on X.
No, X has a subscription service.
Right, yeah. So, but those are the two topics of WWE over the past couple days.
I mean, I understand what he's trying to do, but Elon just does not have. I mean, business is business, but you need to have at least some experience in wrestling to do it.
Well,
He
that's
doesn't even have an interest. He just has an interest in just the
in the
money
brand.
part.
It just
Yeah.
mirrors CM Punk just getting like really old and like he's huffing and puffing early on in matches. Now I noticed. Shut up. I noticed how red he was turning during the chain wrestling, and then he does that bulldog. Looks like he falls down and he's just like sucking air hard afterwards. It's like you just started this match. Like, don't get me wrong, he's in better shape than me, but like, not where he was.
Well, as I said last week, Punk is the only thing they got going on right now, you know. He's the only one that's you can say is a main star that's healthy enough to wrestle.
He just got Father Time knocking at the door.
Right.
Finn Balor's not bad though. I don't know why. Like we discussed last week, he was the first Universal champ, and then he got hurt, and like they just haven't done much with him since.
No, gave him a couple tag championships, you know, with Judgment Day, but that's about all they've given him, really. And he's really good. And I don't know why they haven't made him do more of the demon character.
I was just reading an article on that the other day where he fights with WWE on that. He just kind of wanted it to be a random, like whenever he feels like it, where WWE wants it to be at the end of a feud. Like he had to dig deep and it means something. He's like, no. It's like sometimes you just feel like being a demon and sometimes you don't.
Right.
He's like, he didn't want it to be like a story driven character. It just when he felt like it, he was going to bring it out. That's how he used it in Japan.
It had all those talks when when WWE bought AAA and they had the guy with the reptile and him and his demon. They were making a whole bunch of comparisons. Even made a stuffed demon doll puppet type thing to compete with the guys. I think it's Uganda. No, what's the name of that reptile?
Iguana.
Iguana. There we go.
You say Uganda.
I was
Couldn't
going
think
through
of
my
the
mind
word.
what reptiles are in Uganda.
Those are dinosaurs.
Well, like that emu, that's kind of a living dinosaur.
But I totally agree. Finn is a good guy. I don't know why they don't push him more.
And this is again all just pure speculation. I haven't read nothing on here, but like it's got to be something behind the scenes that I don't know. Like there's something holding him back, and I just don't understand what it is.
Well, I can see it when Brock Lesnar was the champion or Roman Reigns, because those are 285, 300 pounders going against this guy, and Finn is so skinny. I mean, he's probably a $125, $140 at the most.
Yeah, but his finisher is a $140 coming down, double stomping your chest off the top rope.
Right.
At least to Roman, it could be believable.
But I can see this being a feud. Especially since this is his first title shot against CM Punk. Something's got to be going on with Steiner's son, because he is still not on today's show. They're saying he's still suspended. So he must not be able to go overseas or something too.
PEDs.
I was just checking, and from the beginning of last week to this week, we've had 15 people follow us on Instagram. So that's good. That's good for us. So
Thank you, guys. I think after tonight, after we talk about SICW's FanFest 4, I think I'm going to do a deep dive into guests like we did last year. Just kind of give a little bit more feedback or backstory behind each legend that's coming in. And it's when we talk about it later tonight, you'll see that they're starting to pile in again. And for Herb saying that he wasn't going to do FanFest 4, that he was just going to cut it off at 3. And then, someone got into his ear and got FanFest 4 going. And even he told me, he goes, well, we'll probably just have a few legends in and just really concentrate on the Bruiser Brody Battle Royal like we did in the beginning. But man, we got quite a few guests coming, and they're legends, and legends that I'm excited about.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's like it was already big on the first 5, but we're still going again.
I put it out there on Facebook, on the Squared Ring podcast Facebook, of who would you like to see us bring in if we could bend Herb's ear. I put that also on my personal Facebook, and just got a bunch of messages like talking about Rick Martel or Don Morocco, and those are 2 great guys that I would wish. And those are 2 guys that are known never to leave their house, but both of them are going to New York for their. It's not a Comic-Con; it's more of a wrestling con. But they're both going to New York in a month or so, signing. So I'm hoping that maybe we can convince one or both to come to our Fan Fest too. Because it'd just be great to have 2 guys. Because Don Morocco lives in Hawaii and never really. I mean, even when I talked to Bob Orton about Don, because Don's Bob's best friend. After Piper passed away, and Bob Orton says that Don doesn't leave the house. So hopefully this is a start of him coming out. And I mean, he was a hell of a worker, big ass, 300-pounder in the ring. And his match with Superfly Jimmy Snuka was a great match. When Jimmy jumped off the steel cage to land on Don Morocco. And then, of course, Rick Martel, being tag team partners with Tito Santana with Strike Force, then going out on his own, changing gears and becoming Rick the Model Martel, and spraying people with his arrogance. There you go. There's that double stomp. Oh, Punk just kicked out of it.
Oh, now you're talking about the match.
Well, I'm trying to keep talking too, because I know silence is not good when you're on a podcast.
No, you guys got me talking about the match. Bobby looks like he's sleeping.
No, I'm trying to read about Braun Breaker's suspension. From what I'm gathering on stuff, basically they wanted him out of the way for this so they can do a little feud with this, and then kind of retool his character and maybe a surprise return at the Rumble. And then possibly also, as we discussed last week, they're trying to get Pierce back in the ring. He comes back at Rumble. They set something up for Pierce versus Breaker at Mania.
Oh, Finn Balor's got a small package, but nope. Punk gets out at 2. Oop, Punk floats over.
GTS.
Yeah, he's going to get him for the GTS. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Oh, damn, CM Punk wins again. But that was a good one. That was a good one with Finn Balor.
Are you surprised he went again?
I ain't surprised that Punk won, because you knew Punk was going to win. But I did like the fact that Finn Balor held his own.
Yeah, it wasn't like a squash. Every time I see CM Punk, though, I think I need more tattoos.
How many do you have, Bobby?
1, 2, 3.
Besides the Jacob's Ladder.
Those are piercings.
Right, that's why I said besides. Well, that was a good match.
Look at the poor Irish fans looking all sad.
Well, they got one when, you know, Becky Lynch won her match, kept her belt. Just mean that Finn had to lose. Oh, I'm a cult of
Take my hand. Let me help you up.
Just got to give him his flowers, you know. Got to give him that good boy, good job.
He's trying to take some of those hometown fans of his. CM Punk is a glory hog.
You know,
Seth
so many
Rollins?
people's got so many bad things to say about Punk, but both times that I had conversations with him, once with Herb, which I thought, well, maybe it was on his good behavior because it was me and Herb. But then I had one on the next night, just me and him. And, man, he was the nicest guy in the world.
I was just going off the Seth Rollins feud with him.
Everything that I've heard about people talking to CM Punk, he's always been nice and respectful and pretty much engaged with the fans.
Yeah.
Unless he was going from one place to the next and busy.
This has some huge bags under his eyes, though.
It's that Father Time stuff catching up, like you said earlier. No surprises, no nothing at the end. So it's kind of rare right there. Here lately, you know, it's been a lot of stuff happening after the main event. Oh, maybe. Is he going to come back in, maybe?
I gotta say, he's still just standing there, which is weird. No, I'm a couple seconds ahead of you.
Of course, on most Monday Night Raws, they always have like another kind of like, not a main event, but an after show match or something going on after the show. That way the crowd goes home happy, you know. Or they punk out one of the wrestlers because it was a big one with Mark Henry. And you can, I've heard the story many a times, but the last time I heard him tell it was on the Undertaker's show, where they talked about how Vince McMahon went up to Mark Henry and said, hey, you know, we're going to have you after Monday Night Raw goes off the air. You're going to come out there. You're going to do an open challenge, and I'll send out a guy, and you just squash him. And he's out there, and he's doing the open challenge, and he's waiting for an opponent. No one shows up. And then he sees the announcers get up and leave, and he's still waiting on an opponent to come on, and no opponent's coming. And he said he's just out there looking all stupid, like, I got the audience sticking around for me because of this match that I'm going to have, and they're not sending out anyone. So he gets all pissed off and starts shit. Goes in the back, and he said once he made it to the back, it was like a ghost town. Everyone was out of there. and it was a rib Vince McMahon was playing on Mark Henry.
Well, he said he was ready to kill Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he said there's a few times that he could have killed Vince McMahon or DX. He really did not like DX at all either. Triple H and Shawn Michaels. But yeah, so not a bad Raw. I mean, overall, I think this is one that if you missed anything, you can go back and watch this one. It'll be great to rewatch. The confrontation with AJ Styles and Gunther was pretty good. The 6-man tag was pretty good. Last match was pretty good, and even the new guys match with Evans versus El Grande Americano was actually pretty good because Evans is a high flyer, and so is kind of El Grande as well. So it was pretty good until he got hurt.
On a 1 to 5?
There was a thing over the weekend. I guess AAA had a pay-per-view over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, AAA being the Mexican wrestling, and El Grande Americano was wrestling, and this could have been just something that because I've seen it a couple times today, so I don't know if it was like an old show that someone just finally caught a clip of and started posting it, but El Grande Americano was wrestling one of the Mexican wrestlers. And the wrestler had Americano in the corner and was just beating on him and stomping on his upper chest area and around his neck. The Mexican wrestler stepped away for a second, and you can hear Americano ask for the ref, and the ref knelt down to him. He goes, "Tell that guy to lay off my neck, as clear as possible. Tell the guy to lay off my neck." And then you see the ref go over to the Mexican wrestler and tell him. But literally, he came back and started stepping on his chest again too. So I don't know if it was a lack of communication with the Spanish versus the American, but it was pretty funny. And JBL was one of the announcers, and I think Michael Cole was the other one. But they said, "Well, some things just need to be said clearly, don't it?" And JBL's just laughing about it. Oh, it was pretty funny though. But speaking of JBL, let's hit up this SICW because JBL has finally been announced that he's going to be part of FanFest 4. Look at all those guys. I mean, you got Doink the Clown, you got D'Lo Brown, of course, JBL, Mick Foley, Mickey James is going to be part of it. Of course, Teddy and Mac Davis, Brooklyn Brawler. What I can't wait for is I like the Warlord, and having the Powers of Pain Warlord and the Barbarian together, that's just going to be great. I'm going to be looking forward to those two guys. Man, that was a powerhouse tag team that if they would have let the reins go on those two guys, they would have been unstoppable. One of my favorite tag teams too is also going to be there in Demolition. Hands down, Axe and Crush, not Crush, Axe and Smash. Crush, of course, has passed away, but Axe and Smash, man, definitely going to be in line with them to get that picture of us three together autographed. Might even break out the Big Rubber Guys packages and get those autographed as well. Still debating on it, but Rip McCord is going to be there. Trying to name off some other ones. I think I said the Brooklyn Brawler. Yeah, D'Lo Brown. Now, you can tell this one is a little AI'd on the picture because that's quite not how D'Lo Brown looks. If anyone watched D'Lo Brown in the late 90s, early 2000s, Brown hasn't changed. He's added a little bit of weight, but I met him last year again when we were in Iowa, and he looks great. But yeah, Doink the Clown. Now, of course, many of people played Doink the Clown, but there's mainly three people, and this is one of the three people that played him. I'm not going to give out his identity. Of course, Matt Bourne who is no longer with us. He was my favorite version of Doink the Clown. He was that psychopath, killer clown type of Doink. But evidently he didn't get along with a lot of people in the back and got booted.
No way, the psychopath that wants to be a killer clown didn't get along with people.
Yeah, and they say Matt Bourne was that character. Matt Bourne was a psychopath. He
That's what I said, a
wrestled.
psychopath that wanted to be a killer clown.
Yeah,
He wanted to be a killer clown.
and he was so great at it too, because he had that psychopath in him, and he could wrestle. I mean, he was a great wrestler.
Well, hell, Ted Bundy was a great wrestler too, but it didn't work out for all those females.
True, talking about psychopath.
Execution was the only difference between that Doink the Clown and Ted Bundy. That's it.
But so it's turning out to be a great fan fest. Mick Foley's going to open up it on Friday night. He's going to do his one-man comedy routine, and then they're going to do most of the legends are going to be in Friday, so there's going to be a lot of the legends in the audience. And then right after Mick Foley gets done, he's going to have a private signing, which I think it's. Don't kill me on the price, but it's pretty cheap. I want to say it's around $75 for a picture and an autograph, which is kind of unheard of. Most of the time, that's like $100, $125, $150 to get both. But his combo, and the prices might change. Everything's subject to change. He might come in and say, "I need a little bit extra money tonight." But
Hopefully not, because we don't want another repeat of Sergeant Slaughter 2 years ago, where he came in and was charging an ungodly amount. People still paid it.
I'd say the only one with Sergeant Slaughter that I'll still give him credit for, like, he brought in a backdrop. You got a Sergeant Slaughter, whatever, gold coin with it, multiple poses, and, like, he at least turned it into a little experience.
And if you bring in an action figure or whatever you want signed, he is well known for using multiple colored markers to make that USA, and his whole autograph actually means something. Him and Jeff Hardy both are known for their autographs, because Jeff Hardy will actually paint you a picture, and in the middle of the picture, his autograph is hidden inside there. It's just crazy.
Let's go back to Sergeant Slaughter really quick. You posted on your Instagram page, your personal one. Everybody go check that out. An AI of Sergeant Slaughter and Attila Khan for WrestleMania. I thought that was awesome. That would have been a good match too. Bloody.
Yeah, it would have been.
Really bloody match.
Well, that particular WrestleMania was actually Sergeant Slaughter as the heel versus the good guy Hulk Hogan. And I was like, it all started with one of my G.I. Joes of Sergeant Slaughter that I had. And of course,
Ooh, there was that big miss of a kick.
Oh, did you see it? Oh my God! Oh, the air between her head and that leg was big. But where was I saying?
It all started one night with you being alone with your G.I. Joe of Sergeant Slaughter.
Yep. Funny things happen, but it turned into a great picture. And then I was like, well, what would be the dream match for Sergeant Slaughter? Ultimate USA, good guy. I was like, versus Attila Khan. And, everyone was like, is this going to happen at Fan Fest? I was like, no. Sergeant Slaughter retired from in-ring work a long time ago.
It was funny. That was my first thought too, going, there's no way Herb could pull that off. Sergeant Slaughter hasn't wrestled, and he would want way too much money.
Right. But yeah, I mean, he definitely he had one of the longest lines at our Fan Fest, the one he participated in, and if we brought him back in, I'm sure it'd still be the longest line, because even in the big rubber guys, he's got so many action figures that have come out. As a matter of fact, like Warlord, Barbarian, Demolition, this gentleman right here, Paul Ellering, man, I can't talk
Coloring.
tonight. He just had his action figure come out last month. So all these guys have got something that you can get and sign and get signed. JBL, man, he's going to be doing a couple things. It hasn't been announced yet, so I won't speak about it. But some very cool things that you're going to be able to do with JBL at FanFest. Harvey Whippleman.
The one poster we don't have is the American Giant. I'm surprised he's coming back because the last time I saw and talked to him, he was in so much pain he could barely stand up straight.
And since then, I think he's wrestled for us. So he's like putting the pain aside or something and is able to, well, at least this time, he's not going to wrestle, I don't think. He's just going to be there for the FanFest part.
Well, the last time I talked to him, he spent the whole last FanFest and the wrestling matches sitting and talking with me.
Well, on that, sometimes when you've wrestled for so long and you being a giant, sometimes sitting is actually worse for you than, standing and being mobile. Because just that pressure on your spine being compressed. I mean, it kills me sometimes too if I sit too long.
Well, I offered him plenty of drugs. He didn't want them.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, not illegal drugs, people.
They were.
Migraine medication, Imitrex. It does the same for. It would have done the same for his muscles too. But
So Natty's been more of like in her off time. She's been revamping the character like an MMA badass, all serious, kind of wears black. And she's back here in like more of her happy-go-lucky heart gear. Hopefully this transitions her to what she's been doing at GCW.
I bet you that's what they're going for. They had to come back and bring her back as the fans remembered her, and then she can transition. Kind of like what they did with Matt Cardona. When they initially brought him back, they had him wrestle as Zack Ryder. And then the next time he wrestled, like the whole beginning that, is in the background when he comes out, actually started out as Zack Ryder, and then it went all fuzzy and made some noise, and then it popped up, always ready, Matt Cardona, and then he finished walking down to the ring. So now he's officially.
Didn't Matt say Zack Ryder was never coming back?
He did say that, but then he and this was months before he actually re-signed. He said for the right amount of money, Zack Ryder would come back. And I guess they took him on his word because they did bring him back as Zack Ryder first. But then the transition happened where he's now Matt Cardona. I don't have my glasses on.
That's Bobby Fulton.
Bobby Fulton. The Fulton family has been in wrestling for probably 4 generations. They've done everything. They've had their own promotions before, down in the Deep South area. Bobby Fulton's coming back. We didn't even talk about, I said his name, Rip McCord. He's actually going into the St. Louis Hall of Fame. So he was the first one being announced that was going to be inducted. And then Andre the Giant is the second one that's being announced that he's being inducted into the St. Louis Hall of Fame as well.
Since you want to get into it, we'll just.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
We'll just bring up.
Yeah, Johnny Rods as well. Johnny, man, he's been a legend. Wrestled in Puerto Rico, wrestled in Japan, all over the United States.
Great mustache.
He's wrestled for everyone. He wrestled for the WWF as well as the WWF.
Johnny's mustache is timeless. That starts as a 70 porno and to continue now.
But
he has a great beard. I'd definitely do a mustache like that.
Northeast, like New Jersey, New York. He's still doing fan fest out there. This will be his first fan fest to come to the Midwest. But then, yeah, Andre the Giant, Chris Owens, our buddy that we've had on the podcast before and talked to many
Still
a
owes
time.
me that picture.
Yeah, maybe you can get it for him this year. Or maybe I can get it for you for this year or something. But he's going to be the one who's going to give the speech. Of course, he's going to have his whole display, which is increased. He's got so much more from Andre the Giant, with his coats and his passport and his shoes and everything that he brings to the table. But Andre's daughter is coming in to accept the award.
That's cool.
So you got
Yeah, I
Chris
was gonna
Owens,
ask if she was gonna come in and do it, because she's the
Yeah, so-
closest thing he has that's left of him.
So Chris is going to be the guy who does the speech to induct, and then to accept is going to be Andre's daughter. So that's going to be very cool. And she's not, the stuff that he had, the giantism or something, whatever it's called.
Well, he had a tumor on his pituitary gland.
Right. But very cool that she's going to step in and accept the award. Javon Evans. Yeah, so it automatically is rebroadcasting everything. Man, he's such a young guy, too. Young, skinny. Like I said, he just signed his contract like 2 weeks ago. And for him to get hurt on his second appearance. Oh, yeah, so this one is not our fan fest, but Jeff Jarrett, I think we talked about it last week. He's going into the Hall of Fame out in Iowa. Of course, they got the Pro and the Amateur Wrestling Hall of Fame out there. So Jeff Jarrett is making his way there. So hopefully we can maybe see Jeff Jarrett here too. That'd be great, because normally everything bounces off of each other. SICW's Fan Fest, Iowa's Hall of Fame, the CAC.
Well,
We've seen that CAC. Now we see him at Iowa. So maybe this year or maybe next year he'll be at our Fan Fest.
do you have the number of the guy that owns that promotion? Do I need to give it to you to see if you're gonna go out there, talk to him, bring him over?
Well, I think that is actually after our Fan Fest. So I think our Fan Fest is first, and then the CAC.
They're in June, I believe.
So everybody's going later, because wasn't ours after theirs?
No, ours is always in May.
It's always first.
Yep, because that's just the anniversary of Bruiser Brody.
It was July last year because it was my birthday weekend. And this year it's July 8th through the 12th.
Way after.
Iowa.
Waterloo,
Yeah,
Iowa, actually, to be Pacific. Waterloo, Iowa. But yeah, so that's cool for him. Hopefully we get to see him. Like I said, a couple years ago, he came to South Broadway. Nothing to do with MMWA. It's just that WWE was in town, and of course, everyone comes to the cities where WWE goes, and he came in, did his podcast. So that was kind of cool. His special guest was Eric Bischoff. This was right when Eric's podcast started coming. So it kind of branched off to his podcast. Very cool to have both those guys at South Broadway, though. A building that I got my start at, training and eventually getting matches at. But very cool. But
Jeff Jarrett without thinking of the catchphrase, choke on that slap nuts. That's the first thing I think of every time I see him.
A guy who didn't mind losing to China, even though he didn't like her.
And he hit the midget Beetlejuice with the guitar.
Yeah. He hit everyone with a guitar.
Every time I talked to China, I didn't like her either.
A lot of people didn't like her just because they were told that they had to lose to her. And, the old school thinking, there's no way a man can lose to a woman. And with her being billed as the ninth wonder of the world, and the machine was behind her. I just seen Evans land on that shoulder. He did a hurricanrana. Now he's doing a springboard hurricanrana off the ropes. Jump. He's grabbing his neck. Trying to figure out when he actually hurt himself. Well, he's grabbing his shoulder. He's hurt. So it must have been the hurricanranas. Probably that springboard version.
Okay, we are an hour in, so now it's time for
Toys.
I'm in
Actually-
charge and I don't have my box.
Not a problem. Does Nathan have what we talked about earlier?
that was
No?
too low. I was trying to put the what's in the box in there. I
Oh.
do.
So I'll set Nathan's up here real quick. So everyone knows about the Squared Ring podcast.
You have braces.
A lot of them know where Nathan works. And a customer of Nathan's actually dropped him off a few things just because she knows that he's involved in a wrestling podcast. So what did Nathan get?
Well, the first one is WrestleManias from the WWE. And
Is that
this thing, from me opening it, is the first time it's been opened.
Oh, wow. That's the hardcover book, ain't it?
It is. It doesn't have the cover on it.
Uh-huh.
That's gone, but it has not been opened. Everything is pristine. It goes all the way through.
I think mine I still have, and I actually think I got a couple autographs in it. I've got so many autographs just from being around wrestling for so long that I got them in magazines, and I think there's one magazine that probably has 10 wrestlers' autographs in it, and I haven't done anything with it.
Put it in your case. Also gave me the Broken Hearts book.
Oh, that's about Owen.
Yeah. And again, it has not been touched. Has not been opened. I think all these have not been touched. And this is what the Rise and Fall ECW.
That is a very good book if you are into reading, because that talks behind the scenes a lot. Before Paul Heyman got even involved in ECW, a lot of people don't know Paul Heyman didn't start ECW because it wasn't called Extreme Championship Wrestling at the beginning. It was East Coast. Yeah. And it was part of the NWA, that system. And then Paul Heyman came in as just a booker and started booking the shows. And then people liked his version of the bookings, and it got more popular and more popular. And that's when the owner decided just to hand it over to Paul Heyman. He was still going to be the owner, but he was going to give Paul Heyman more control. And that's how ECW actually started, with Shane Douglas winning the NWA championship and then dropping it down, saying he didn't want to be part of the old system and the old regime, and that he was going to be the first ECW champion, Extreme Championship Wrestling. All the way down to the downside when Heyman was spending too much money and not making enough. And it all depends on who you talk to as well, because if you talk to Paul Heyman, he wasn't getting the money back from the pay-per-view companies, which made him spend more money than he had. Because if you talk to like Devon Dudley and Bubba Dudley and RVD, they were still making money over money, hands over fists, from all the attendances and all the T-shirts and everything else they were selling.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you're still spending too much money, regardless. And
But all right.
then another one, WWE Legends, with a forward from Sergeant Slaughter on that one.
There you go.
One, The Mind by Ventura. And Kurt Angle's book, again, hasn't been touched. And then
I can
the
quiz
one
you on these in the next couple of weeks, right?
well, I'm going to read them and give my reviews of them. The one I probably won't read is this one.
Oh, the game?
Yeah. That's probably one I'm not going to read. You can quiz me on it, and I'll just say, I don't know. Didn't even look at it.
That's awesome.
It is a Triple H book, so, it's got pretty big type letters because, he's Cro-Magnon, so he writes about as well as he can run a promotion.
All right. So my stuff, of course, Belleville had their flea market this weekend, and I picked up a lot of stuff from there. And then I went to some other place, some antique mall, and picked up a couple other things. None of this stuff is wrestling related at all, but very cool toy lines that one I never had anything of, but I got Neo from the Matrix. They have a very cool toy line. Matrix is one of those movies that if it's on TV, I'm watching it.
I used to be able to tell you every line from the first Matrix movie.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine and I used to watch it every day.
A lot of people didn't like the second Matrix Reloaded. I didn't mind it. Clearly 1 and 3 have way more action in it. Number 2 was more of a love story version.
Yeah.
And if you watched the fourth one, it was okay. I think they got away from the main storyline though, and I don't know if there was plans on rebooting the whole thing with that last Matrix, and then they kind of just fizzled out. So evidently it wasn't that popular. Otherwise, we would have had another Matrix out by now.
Well, from what I understand, that was in the process of the Wachowski brothers becoming the Wachowski sisters. That's why it didn't happen.
Is that the directors or?
Yeah.
Yep. See, I did not know that. All right. So the other stuff that I got is pretty much Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. Like this one is from the toy line. The toy lines covered a lot from the Terminators. So this is from the Terminator Battle. This is from 1992. But it's just a Terminator. Half of his body is missing, and it shows the metal side of things. But very cool toy. Doesn't have any of his weapons. None of these do. But it's very cool that I was able to pick them up. This one's T-1000. This is the Terminator that was the cop. He does
that is definitely not him.
No, it's not. The toy line is, some of them are really good and very looks exactly like the guy. Like most of the Arnolds look exactly like Arnold. This guy actually does shoots something out of there, and I have him. I just don't know how to work it yet, but very cool. So 2 Terminators. Let's make it a 3-piece.
Arnold was the whole reason why I went into personal training for bodybuilders and Mr. Universe contenders.
He actually had a good documentary on Netflix on that.
Yeah. I mean, when I was training Mr. Utah, that's the only thing we talked about.
From the Secret Wars is what this guy's from. But he's got that old school Arnold look. But very cool one. I thought one of these.
Secret Wars, is that a separate thing, or was that an actual?
It's not a movie. It's just something they did with the toy line.
I'd say the only Star Wars I know of is Marvel.
Yeah.
How do we do this one? Oh, so this one actually has a thing where like his whole body like shifts. It's I guess he gets an axe or a knife or something in his
Oh,
shoulder
look
blade.
at
But very cool looking. Then I did pick up some other Arnolds, but not from the Terminator. A very unknown toy line called Last Action Hero.
Man, I love that movie.
It was
Yeah, it's a very cool movie. So this is Jack Slater. There's multiple versions of Jack Slater. I picked up 2. This is another Jack Slater. Evidently, they did like, and I don't remember, but in some part of the movie, he played like Romeo or some sort of like, there was a play that he was doing, he was performing. So this is the figure from the play. But
I don't
the head
remember that in Last Action Hero.
look exactly like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but I don't remember
I
that.
kind of see a cross of Jean-Claude Van Damme in there.
Yeah. But yeah, so I
Last
probably
Action
took
Hero and Eraser, that's my memories of Arnold.
Eraser. That was a great movie.
Underrated.
I like True Lies too.
Yep.
True Lies with
I like one scene of it.
We know what part you like, Bobby. The same part that we all like.
the part where they capture the guy who's trying to be a secret agent and they make him piss his pants by shooting at him. That is great. The last thing I picked up was a different toy.
Now, the only thing they were missing at that part was him saying, "You don't got to do this. You don't have to do this."
But this is from Robin Hood. What'd you say?
I was 7 when True Lies came out.
Well, I think Eraser was older than that.
Was it? He seems so young in True Lies.
That looks like Kevin Costner.
Yeah, but this is Kevin Costner from Robin Hood. I actually picked him up thinking he was Kevin Costner from Waterworld because I know Waterworld had a big toy line. But
Yeah,
this is
so that
I was
car line
9
is a
when
big
Eraser
flop
came
of
out.
the movie. You
What
were
was that?
5 when it came out?
9.
9?
It came out 2 years later.
Oh, damn. I'll tell you what, last night I watched an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, the original Running Man.
Still a great movie?
Yeah, it's still a great movie. A lot of stuff in it I didn't remember.
Well,
like big
for
parts.
people watching, if you want us to do movie reactions, let us know. We'll start with old ones just to mess with Bobby and go into new ones to mess with us.
I've seen a lot of the old ones. They were just, I was young.
Honestly, I think the 80s and the 90s was probably the best movies. Just the way they did them. Don't get me wrong, the 2000s and nowadays, the special effects are so much better. But like,
I mean, come on, watch RoboCop. Everything in there except for that last fall, and then the claymation of Ed 209 is practical. The gas station blowing up, practical.
I
mean, I love the 90s movie of toys that Jim had last week. Small Soldiers or Toy Soldiers or
Small
I used to
Soldiers.
have that on a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Well, that was stop motion, wasn't it? Wasn't it stop motion? Animation with the soldiers?
So it was like one of the main reasons why that movie didn't exceed is because it was the first movie that was moving away from stop motion and into the green screens and everything like that. But it was so expensive because it was one of the first ones to do it. So it had to make a lot of money at the box office, and it didn't quite reach the level it needed to.
Yeah, just like they're calling Avatar flop because it only has 1 billion so far.
Right. And that movie's been in the works for like years. But you know, Last Action Hero, they made fun of, if you watch it nowadays, you know, back then when you're a kid and you're watching it, probably half the shit didn't mean anything to you. But if you watch it back now and realize how bad they make fun of action heroes and different the way the bad guys can get killed, and how the action hero can actually get a very fatal wound and still get up and walk around because they heal quicker because they're an action hero. You know,
Never-ending magazines and the whole playing up to the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone drama that was supposedly happening that never did, except for one film.
and a little secret too. In the Last Action Hero, actually, there's a Terminator in it. That the cop from Terminator 2 is in that movie. But they even do a classier because once, and spoiler, once Arnold was able to come out of the movie and into real life, and then when he gets shot, it actually fucking hurt him, and he actually complained about the pain. Where before he can get shot so many times and just get up and walk it off. So you know, it made fun of the whole genre. You know, so it's just a great movie.
Well, it's his
Great
genre.
storyline. Yeah, and it's his genre.
See,
So
that should be a hippie's dream with all the self-actualization. I don't know how you say that. Actualization, self-realization, making fun of themselves. That should be a big movie now with all the woke tree huggers out there.
So another toy line that I've not bought anything for, but I think I'm going to be on the lookout for, is I found out Demolition Man had a toy line. So you know, you got Wesley Snipes' character, and you know, Arnold Schwartz, not Arnold, just Stallone and all them.
I wasn't a fan of that movie. Still not. I tried to watch it a couple times. To me, it's just boring.
You don't like that movie? Oh my God, I just lost respect for you.
I know, sacrilegious. I'm going to hell.
You know, and the great thing is the 3C shows, you know, on how you use the 3C shows in the bathroom. Did you know also, if you've seen that movie overseas, it wasn't Taco Bell that won the war, it was Pizza Hut. So depending on which country that you were in, depends on a different version of the movie.
And I did hear the one they show over here on TV all the time is the one from overseas, so it's always Pizza Hut.
I don't think I've ever seen the Pizza Hut one. To me, it's always been Taco Bell.
I've
So
seen versions of both, and they still suck.
Whoa. We're not saying Taco Bell sucks, are you?
No, I'm not saying Pizza Hut or Taco Bell sucks. I'm saying the movie does. I'd rather have a rat burger in that movie.
I've never seen the movie, so I'm fine with that. Just don't diss on Taco Bell.
Oh, you never seen the movie Demolition Man?
No.
Oh, Bobby, you'll love it.
You're not gonna make me sit through us doing a reaction to Demolition Man, are you?
So I'll leave it at a vote. You guys in the comments section, you know, demand Demolition Man be the first movie that we watch and you know, talk about, because it's such a great movie. And Bobby hasn't seen it, and Nathan needs to re-see it so he can relearn how great of a movie that is. Yeah, it's a great movie, Bobby. You should watch it tonight after the podcast, and just.
I say we watch a real wrestling classic like Ready to Rumble. I still use the line. In fact, I used it at work the other day. Wakey, hands off Snikey. I tell my kids that all the time when I wake them up.
I use that every so often too.
I had your poster when I was growing up. Was it this one?
We talked about the last time we talked about doing reactions from movies we talked about. That movie.
There's so many great movies out there that we can do this on. A lot of great wrestling movies. The Wrestler being one. Hands down to me, that's the one that's more takes me back to how and when I started my training, because it was more of how it was back then. Man, it's just a great movie. I was so glad that we had Evan on, who was part of the producing team of that movie, and we need to have him back on again. I know he's working on another book, still promoting this other one that he just got out, but I know he's already starting.
When you talk to him again, see if he'll do a reaction to it so we can have Evan tell us stories that other people might not be able to hear going through it.
That would be
the first movie I watched that brings me back was when I had to actually do something for real, and it was They Live.
another great movie.
When I had to actually do something for real and started working for the U.S. government. That movie takes me back.
Back when you had to obey.
Back when I found out just exactly how everybody sucks, yeah.
Well, anyway, Nathan kind of talked about it, about our Instagram, how we got 15 more people following us, which is great. Appreciate that. Would really love your opinions on the YouTube channel. To see, give us some comments. It's been like a hit and miss. One week we'll do 70, the other week we'll do 10.
So and then one week we'll do 300, and then 1,500 for one, and then
yeah. So it's definitely a hit and miss. So please leave a comment, or even if you loved it, like and subscribe. But let us know what you like, what you dislike, and we'll get back to you. And hell, if it's some good advice, we might change up the whole format. You never know. But
I'm gonna go in really quick while we're still doing this and do a poll on our YouTube page for our reactions. See if the people want us to bring Evan on first, or
no, don't say that. Put down 3 options: Demolition Man, Ready to Rumble, or They Live, and see which gets the best reviews.
That and the wrestler with special guest Evan, if we can swing it. So we'll do 3. See which one I want.
Before. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, please like and subscribe, because it's still a small channel, and anything you guys do will help us out. And it's totally free. You don't get charged for giving us a thumbs up or leaving us a comment. So help us out. Anything else from you guys tonight?
You covered it.
All right.
What was it? They Live.
They Live, The Wrestler.
Was it Ready to Rumble?
Or
They Live, Ready to Rumble. What was the other one? Oh, Demolition Man. Has nothing to do with wrestling.
Better pick Demolition Man. Even though the Wrestler thing would be cool. Yeah, the Wrestler would be pretty cool too. But
yeah.
But all right. Until we see you next week, or we'll see you at the wrestling matches. You guys have a good night. We'll see you later.
Deuces.
Deuce.
See you guys.